What's going on YouTube? Crazyncman back for the last review in this studio. Those of you who follow my fan page know I've rented a new one. Been here almost a year, but kind of outgrown this place. So anyways, got a new building. It's only about half a mile from here. I'm really excited because the new one is just 2 gigantic rooms, so it's going to be so much easier to film in because I can do all my filming in one room, and then the mil-spec airsoft, shipping, receiving, photography, all that stuff will be in another room. It's just going to be so much easier, and plus it's a modern building, not like this 1930s one I'm in now, so hopefully there won't be so much road noise and crap like that. But anyways, really excited. Appreciate all you guys who support my channel so I can do things like this. All right, now the S&T Tavor. This is S&T. A lot of people saying Aries and S&T is the same thing. They're not. I've gone over this before. They're 2 different companies. The people at S&T started at Aries, so yes, they share very similar design features because, you know, it's the same people that started Aries are over here at S&T, but they're not the same company. They're 2 physically different companies now. But anyways, the S&T Tavor. There's 2 Tavors on the market now. There's the $500 Aries version, which is pretty damn cool. Still has a few issues, but it's cool. And now you got the S&T Tavor. And this is a Cybergun / Spartan Import / S&T collaboration. This is one of these licensed things. You can see here the good old T21 Explorer version. The Explorer version, I guess, is supposed to be sport line, but I think it's more that people that are interested in Dora the Explorer are probably the only ones that are going to want this gun because it's just kind of that horrifying. So anyways, this is my review of the S&T Tavor. These are available on milspecairsoft.com. I think we were one of the first companies to have them, first retailers to have them. I have them in this flat dark earth and black. I don't have the OD green, and I will probably never have the OD green in stock. Alright, I'll try to keep this short and sweet as I can. This gun comes with a manual. Okay, and it comes with a 300 round high cap magazine, which just takes M4 style magazines, and that's all you get with this beauty. You don't get a battery, you don't get a charger, you don't get a, I didn't even get a cleaning rod with mine. It's kind of a no frills, you know, they had to keep the price point down. But yeah, so you get the gun, a manual, and a magazine. Like I said, it does come with the 300 round metal high cap magazine, so you can see it's an M4 version. I think the magazine was the best feature of the gun. But the Tavor, you know, it's a cool gun. It does, you know, it's licensed, like I said. Got the Israeli Weapon Industries logo, and unfortunately they molded Made in China right above it, which is kind of stupid. It says Tavor on the side, Tavor 21. So it's a licensed unit, and it's a good-looking gun. I mean, for those of you who want something different, you like a bullpup style, you're into, you know, the Israeli weapons. It's a cool looking gun. I love bullpups. This thing is light. It's balanced. You could use it for field. You could use it for CQB. But I tell you what, and before I go on, the gearbox, a lot of people have been talking about this because this has a polycarb gearbox housing instead of metal. Which is not a big thing. There's, you know, the Star, I believe the Star, what is it, the M249s had a polycarb gearbox in it forever, and there's other guns that have a polycarbonate gearbox shell. I don't believe it's any worse than the pot metal gearbox housings that are used in all the rest. It might even be stronger, you know, because the polycarb will mold a little better than that pot metal they use. You know, that stuff tends to get pockets in it and stuff that's not thoroughly melted. But yeah, that's been the big talk around this gun is, ooh, it's a polycarb gearbox, so it's junk. And well, I tell you, the polycarb gearbox is not the issue with this gun at all. When I got them and I pulled it, you know, I opened the box, I was like, ooh, this looks nice, promising. But that's where my love affair ends, because once you pick it up, you realize this is just a craptastic load of plastic, pretty much. The body itself looks pretty good, but when you get up to the rail, especially when you flip up the sights, you're like, whoa, you know, flip up the front one. The top rail system and the butt plate back here are the worst quality plastic I've ever seen. It's got that cheap toy, you know, plastic gear, AEG plastic. It's just total craptastic. The whole thing just kind of wobbles around. This rail is plastic. Everything on this gun is freaking plastic. I mean, I don't know. That's where my love affair ended as soon as I picked it up and went, oh, geez. It's very light because of the polycarb gearbox housing. It'd make a great CQB gun. My 11-year-old loves it. He's like, ooh, Dad, that's mine. I was like, yeah, you can have it, whatever. You know, it's got a functioning bolt catch, and, you know, they tried. They tried. That's all I'm going to say about it. Yeah, should we just end the review right here? All right, so let's go over the serious features of this gun here. Enough of the craptastic plastic. Yeah, polycarb gearbox housing, but it does have metal gears, nylon bushings. You know, it's got a decent motor, quick change spring. I don't have an M120 here, but I'll get one, and we'll see if it'll actually pull an M120 spring. FPS is about 350 out of the box, but it's your basic setup in there. Brass inner barrel, I'm sure, is about a 6.08 ID. The hop-up unit, I find the S&T hop-ups units to really suck, whether it's the bucking or whatever. I used it, I was shooting the gun, I adjusted it, and then every once in a while BBs would just start rolling out of the barrel, and I've never been impressed with S&T's hop-up units. That PPSH I have has a real bad hop-up unit. You can see the bolt does have a functioning bolt catch. It doesn't hold the charging handle back, but it will hold the bolt open. I found the hop-up very difficult to adjust. I couldn't get my finger in there. The hop-up wheel is very small. It's very tight, so it's kind of hard to adjust. The bolt release is right here. Magazine release there. It's got this nifty fire mode indicator on this side. You can actually change modes by that if you want, but the fire selector's on this side. I found it very uncomfortable to try to get it in fully auto without letting go of the pistol grip. Battery goes up in front. You just press that button and that slides off. It's got a mini Tamiya connector. I had a 9.6 volt nunchuck battery in there. Fit nice and tight. I was actually impressed. Once you get it in there, it's pretty tight to where it didn't rattle around. So that was cool. Flip up sights like I've shown before. This one's very sharp too on the front. And they're adjustable, windage, elevation, all that crap. Flash hider, I don't know if there's 14mm counterclockwise threads under there or not. I can see the glue oozing out of it. And also if you look down in here, you can see the glue. So I'm not going to try to take it off because the outer barrel feels like aluminum. And I don't want to wrench the outer barrel off. So, but that's it. That's basic features of this gun. Like I said, bullpup design's really nice, really comfortable. It's really light. One of the biggest turnoffs of this gun, other than the nasty top plastic on this thing, was I could see the cylinder, the red cylinder in there. And for those of you who might not be familiar with airsoft gearboxes, that cylinder obviously is where the piston is inside to compress the air. You can see it move back and forth as you shoot, and that right there, I was just like, you know, the tolerances are really shoddy on this gun. And it's not just S&T, and it's not just this Tavor. I've seen other models where that cylinder is kind of loose, you know, and it's not a big deal, but in this one it moves a pretty good bit, so that just kind of tells me the gearbox is a little shoddy in there. But it works, it shoots. You'll see in the shooting test, it has no problem with range. Accuracy's decent. So I think for the younger players and they want something different, or they really have to have a Tavor, they'll be fine with this gun. Like I said, my 11-year-old loves it. He don't care. He don't care what's plastic. He don't care what's metal. As long as it'll shoot a BB at somebody, he's happy. So, but for the older players, you might be a little disappointed when you get this. If you're the type that likes to tinker and upgrade and change and modify, then you might love this for 175 bucks. Try to get the Aries gearbox in it. Try to make your, you know, take off this top rail system and replace it with something else. You know, that might be fine. But for me, too craptastic plastic. Anyways, in the description below, there's a link to Spartan Imports where they did a torture test, 11.1 volt LiPo. Definitely click and watch that. I'll do my own testing on it here later. Like I said, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this gun because it's just not It's not up there on my guns to buy list.